Hey guys, it's Brandon Miniman from Pocketnow.com, and this is the software tour of the new HTC Touch Diamond 2. Now there are a lot of things to talk about in terms of software changes. We're going to talk about everything thoroughly in the upcoming review on Pocketnow.com, but for now we're just going to take you through the most major changes to the new interface. This is a new version of TouchFlow 3D, and there are many changes to talk about. So let's turn on the device and get closer to the screen. So everything looks really fantastic on this WVGA screen, so that's 800 pixels down and 480 across. It's the same resolution as the Touch HD, and it's in a smaller area, so actually the screen looks a little bit more crisp on the Diamond 2 than it does on the Touch HD. So let's start off with the time. If you tap on the time, you're taken into this nice little interface. You can add a city to have multiple places with the time. And we can also go to the next tab here with alarm clock. And this device has a really robust alarm clock application. It's kind of like the iPhone. So if we tap on any of these, we can have an alarm only for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at, 6 a.m. Just a really elegant interface here for setting the alarm. And let's go back. Something else that's changed is the notification area. So if I tap up here at the top, we have a notification area, and if you have a new email or new SMS or missed call, it'll all show up here. And then we can go into the Wi-Fi screen right from here, which is much different. It's much more elegant now. I can see that I'm connected to GM123. There's a green check, shows the signal strength of all of the networks. And of course, you can flick your finger up to see your next appointments, and there are none coming up here. If we go to the next tab, and I've rearranged these a little bit to suit my needs, we have a few options here. We can customize the tabs, of course, by moving them around. And this isn't anything new. We've seen this on previous versions of TouchFlow 3D. We can edit our contact card. I'll talk a little bit about that later. And change your wallpaper, your ringtones, or we can jump into all settings, which is the usual Windows mobile interface that you're accustomed to. The next one's email, and you've seen this before. This is present in all TouchFlow 3D versions. I'm going to skip the next tab, and I'll come back to it. Here we have SMS. And the next tab is something I definitely want to talk about, Push Internet. This is new for the Diamond 2 and the Touch Pro 2. Push Internet will preload pages based on a set schedule, so that let's say every day at 12 o'clock you check your email. And so you can set this so that every day at 12 o'clock it will check your email. So right now I have Pocketnow.com preloaded, so if I tap on this, watch how fast it comes up. There, it's almost instant because it's preloaded. It says last update 58 minutes ago. While I'm in this screen, I'm going to talk about the zoom slider. So there is a capacitive zoom slider here, which allows you to zoom in on the page if you slide your finger. The zoom action is pretty smooth, but one of the biggest problems is that it's imprecise. So if you double tap anywhere on the screen, you can choose exactly where you want to zoom in, right? It's like that in all versions of Opera Mobile. But what if you want to zoom in right on the center, right here, on the center of the screen? Well, if you use the zoom slider, it's going to zoom over to the left. It's quite random, and you'd think intuitively what would happen is you tap an area on the screen, then zoom in, and then the zoom would go to that area, but that's not the case. So I'm not sure about the utility of the zoom slider. It would be nice if you could customize how it functioned. So let's get out of that. Let me just take you through how you add a new push page. So I'm going to tap Add a New Push Page, and let's do the address. Let's do Amazon.com. And it wants a title, so Amazon. Okay, and frequency of updating, you can have every 6 hours. Whoop, let me go back there. Every 1 hour, 3 hours, 6 hours, 12 hours, or 24 hours. So I'm going to set that to 6 hours and save. And you can also set whether this happens on the weekends, because maybe you don't want to see a certain web page on the weekend. So you go down to Menu, and you go to Schedule Settings. And here we can determine when this actually occurs. So you may not want it to pull down the web page when you're sleeping if you don't want it to use the data on your phone or use the battery. Okay, moving along, we go to the Calendar tab, and this is kind of new for HTC devices. What's really neat about the Calendar tab is that it also integrates weather. So if I go to the 19th, it will show me that on the 19th it's going to be raining. If I go to the next day, Monday, it's going to be raining with 47 here in Philadelphia. And so on and so forth. It will go all the way out until Wednesday, because it's a 5-day forecast. And of course we can zoom out and see our calendar again, and we can go to the next month with a really nice animation that goes from month to month. The next tab is Stocks, which has been redone a little bit. So if we tap on Apple, it will show us the stock details, and we can change the graph to a longer time period, out to 2 years. If we go to Photos and Video, you can of course flick through your pictures, and if you tap on a picture, it goes into landscape, and then you can do a circle to zoom in, or you can use the zoom bar, and it zooms right to the center of the picture, which is more intuitive than the way it works in Opera Mobile, where it kind of zooms off and to the left. Now to go to the next picture, it's got a really interesting flick scrolling capability. No longer is it just one action and everything automatically flicks. You can actually go halfway and hold it there, or it's more intuitive, I think, than previous versions of this photo gallery. All right, the next tab is Music, and you've seen this before. You can flick through your album art and play music right from the home screen. The next tab is Weather, and this is the weather for the taller screen, so you get the forecast right on the screen, which is great. And you can have multiple cities if you'd like, so you can go to Menu, Add Location, and let's go to Venezuela, Barcelona, and then it will download the weather data. And then you can flick from screen to screen by going upward like that. So now when you press the Start button on the newer HTC devices, you are taken to the HTC Program Launcher. So you're no longer taken to the standard Windows Mobile Start menu. You can actually turn this off if you disable TouchFlow 3D. And it's quite nice. You can add your favorite programs. Right now there's only a small amount of programs listed there, but if you press Add, you are taken to the entire list of programs that are stored on the device. So let's say we want to have Word Mobile. And there it is, Word Mobile. Now something that HTC has done is changed all the soft key menus to be more finger friendly. So if we go into File Explorer, you can see that there, and we go to Menu, all of the menus now are finger friendly, and you can kind of carousel through these. This is reminiscent of Windows Mobile 6.5 actually, the way that everything is much larger on the screen. I'm surprised they didn't do this with previous versions of TouchFlow 3D devices, because it's a really smart idea to make it easier to navigate with your finger. Now something that is new is this unified communication screen, and the idea is that if you are on a call with this person, you want to be able to see in one shot all the text messages you've had with them, all the emails you've had with them, all the calls you've had with them, and also any other information about them, such as where they live, or their cell phone number, or their home number, things like that. And this is a great way to do that. Whenever you're on a call with someone, you're taken into a screen that looks like this. So right now, I can see text messages that I've had with this person. And this is the new text messaging screen, by the way. So I can go in here and I can type hi. And it takes a minute to show up as it sends, and there it is. Nice, elegant looking way to text message someone. If I go over to the right, I can see all the emails that I have had with this person, and it will look into your Outlook inbox. So if you have emails from a year ago, they're not going to show up here, but if you have emails from, however long your sync period is, so I think mine here is set to 3 days, which is why I have some from April 16th and April 15th. Now this is what happens when you call somebody, and what happens is that there's this new slide down for more options screen. I really don't understand why this is here. Probably because they don't want you to accidentally press the other buttons on the screen, but you could end the call or open the keypad accidentally as well, so it doesn't really make sense. So if I bring it down, I have access to those unified communication buttons, so I can see any calls that I've had with this person or any text messages, and of course this is a number to a administrative building somewhere, so I haven't had any interaction with this phone number. And of course to end the call, you just tap end the call right there. Now something that we still don't have is universal screen rotation. So if we're in this screen and we rotate the device, nothing happens. If we go into the Start menu and rotate the device, nothing happens. The only places where screen rotation happens is in Opera Mobile and in the photo gallery, just as with other HTC devices. We really wish that this functionality would finally come. So the software on the HTC Touch Diamond 2 is well done. The incremental upgrades to TouchFlow 3D are much welcomed, and we're really looking forward to the free Windows Mobile 6.5 upgrade that we'll get hopefully sometime soon. And also, the increased screen sensitivity makes using the device much easier and comfortable because you don't have to press as hard. And as you've seen in this whole video demonstration, I didn't take out the stylus once because everything is just so well tuned for finger friendliness. So if you want a Touch Diamond 2 of your own, be sure to check out clove.co.uk, and we're going to have the full review coming up very soon on Pocketnow.com. Be sure to check out the unboxing and hardware tour videos of the Touch Diamond 2 in case you missed that. We'll post links in the sidebar if you want to take a look at that. That's it for now.